I used to believe immortality was a fairy tale humans told themselves to soften the fear of dying. That belief ended the night I met her. Her name was Nyxera, and she was not human. Beginning, the queen in the dark. The first time I saw her, I thought she was a hallucination brought on by oxygen deprivation. I was a salvage pilot operating on the fringe of the Perseus Drift, where derelict warships floated like skeletal monuments to extinct empires. The corporate contract had been simple: retrieve intact energy cores from a disabled alien dreadnought drifting outside charted lanes. High risk, high payout. I didn't expect survivors. The vessel was ancient, its hull a deep violet alloy that shimmered faintly under my floodlights. The script carved into its surface pulsed like a heartbeat. My translator couldn't parse it. Inside, the air was breathable but metallic, heavy with something that felt alive. I moved through corridors shaped like ribcages. Walls curved inward as if I were walking through the throat of a giant beast. There were no bodies, no signs of decompression, just silence, until I reached the central chamber. She was there, seated upon a throne grown from black crystal, surrounded by hundreds of shattered pods, like coffins. First I thought she was dead. Her skin was pale with a faint iridescent hue, as though starlight lived beneath it. Long silver-black hair cascaded over her shoulders. Her eyes were closed, lashes resting gently against sharp cheekbones. Her clothing resembled ceremonial armor, dark, layered, flowing like liquid shadow. Then her eyes opened, crimson, not glowing, not artificial, just deep, endless crimson. "You are not of my kind," she said calmly. Her voice echoed inside my head rather than through the air. My suit's vitals spiked. "You're alive." She tilted her head slightly. Alive is a flexible term. I should have run. But something held me there, not fear. Curiosity. "Where is your crew?" I asked. "They are dust," she replied. They chose oblivion rather than submission. That was when I noticed the shattered pods around her. Escape pods. Life chambers. All broken from within. "You're alone," said. For now. There was no malice in her tone. No desperation either. Just fact. "I am Nyxera," she continued. "Queen of the Virellian dominion." Virellian. The name triggered fragmented data from xenology archives. An ancient species rumored extinct. Predatory. Long-lived. Mythologized as energy parasites. Vampires of the stars. "You feed on others," I said quietly. She studied me, and I felt something brush against my thoughts. Cool and invasive. "Yes," she answered without shame. "But not as your species imagines." A tremor passed through the ship. "Your vessel is dying," I said. "The core's unstable." "I am aware." "Then why stay?" "Because I am waiting." "For what?" Her eyes fixed on me. "For someone worthy." A chill crawled down my spine. "Worthy of what?" She rose from the throne, moving with unnatural grace. No wasted motion. No sound. "Immortality." The word hung between us. "Do you want forever human?" she asked softly. "I can give it to you." I laughed despite myself. "What's the catch?" Her lips curved faintly. "Nothing is free." Middle, the price of eternity. She told me her story as the dreadnought drifted toward collapse. The Virellians were not parasites in the crude sense. They fed on bioelectric resonance, life force, emotion, neural energy. It sustained them and extended their existence beyond conventional biology. They could live for millennia. But feeding required consent. Forced feeding led to madness, both in predator and prey. That was their curse. To survive, they needed willing bonds. Her empire had fractured over that truth. Some of her kind wanted domination, subjugation of lesser species, harvesting entire worlds. Nyxera had refused. A civil war followed. Her fleet destroyed. Her people divided. Loyalists placed themselves in stasis pods, waiting for her command to rebuild. But the enemy sabotaged the systems. When the ship fell into deep space, her followers awakened to suffocation and power failure. Rather than drain her to survive, they shattered their own pods and chose death. They died protecting my conscience, she said. Her voice did not break, but I felt the weight beneath it. So now what? Yes. Now I find a new beginning. With me. I raised an eyebrow. You survived my presence without terror, she said. Your mind did not fracture when I touched it. Your species adapts quickly. You are resilient. That's your criteria. You are also alone. That hit harder than expected. She wasn't wrong. My family was gone. Earth had become more corporation than home. I drifted because it was easier than staying. I don't want to be your food source, I said. You would not be, she replied. I offer transformation. She stepped closer. The air grew colder. I can alter your biology. You would age slowly, heal rapidly, perceive the electromagnetic spectrum, travel centuries without decay. And in exchange, you bond with me. Define bond. She did not hesitate. Our life forces intertwine. I feed lightly from you. You draw strength from me. We become symbiotic. And if I refuse? She met my gaze evenly. Then I let you leave. You wouldn't force me. Her eyes darkened slightly. I will never repeat the sins that destroyed my empire. That answer felt real. But immortality wasn't just a gift. It was isolation. You'd outlive everyone, I said. Yes. Watch civilizations crumble. Yes. Endure endless war. If necessary. Why offer this to a human? She stepped close enough that I could see faint patterns beneath her skin, like constellations. Because you are fragile, she said. And fragile things cherish existence. The ship shuddered violently. Decision, she said. I looked around the chamber of shattered pods. An empire reduced to silence. Forever was terrifying. But drifting alone through a short human lifespan suddenly felt smaller. What exactly happens? Yes. She lifted a hand, placing it against my chest plate. Heat pulsed through the suit. Our blood will merge, she said. Your DNA will rewrite. You will awaken changed. And if it kills me, it will not, she said. Or I will die with you. That wasn't reassurance. But it was honesty. I disengaged my helmet. The air tasted metallic and sharp. You first, I said. She smiled faintly. Sharp canines glinted. Not monstrous. Just different. Do you accept human? She asked. On one condition. Name it. No empire building through conquest. If we rebuild, it's by alliance. She studied me. Agreed. I extended my hand. She took it. Her skin was cold as starlight. Then she bit. Pain exploded through me, white hot and electric. But it wasn't draining. It was ignition. My vision fractured into wavelengths of color I had never known existed. I saw currents in the walls. Residual emotions embedded in crystal. Her blood entered mine like liquid lightning. Collapse. But I didn't die. Awakening. When I opened my eyes, the chamber glowed brighter. Whoa. Saw more. Infrared traces. Energy signatures. the faint echo of Nyxera's presence like a second heartbeat inside my mind. "You live," she said softly. I stood slowly. My senses were amplified but controlled. My body felt stronger, lighter, hungry. "What is that?" I whispered. "Your first craving," she said gently. "Do not fear it." Images flooded my mind. How to feed safely. How to draw ambient energy from solar radiation, from non-sentient biofields. "We do not kill," she reminded me. I inhaled. The hunger steadied. "You're in my head," I muttered. "And you are in mine." I felt it, our connection. Not dominance. Partnership. A ship groaned. "We must leave," I said. "Yes." We reached my salvage craft minutes before the dreadnought imploded into a silent burst of energy. As we drifted away, I looked back. "Your empire's gone," I said quietly. "Empires are constructs," she replied. "Existence is what matters." Conflict hunters in the void. Transformation came with consequences. Within days, patrol vessels began appearing on fringe scanners. Virellian warships. Not Nyxera's faction. The conquerors. "They can sense you," I said. "Yes," she answered. "And now they can sense you as well." "Great. They will see you as contamination." "Also great." We fled through uncharted sectors, but Virellian ships were faster. "They will not negotiate," she warned. "Then we don't give them the chance." An idea formed. "You said forced feeding drives your kind mad." "Yes. What if we weaponize consent?" She turned toward me. "Explain. If your kind needs willing bonds to remain stable, what happens if a human offers partnership publicly?" Her eyes widened slightly. "You would expose yourself. Not just me. Humanity. That is dangerous. So is extinction." We changed course. Not away from civilization. Toward it. Earth. When we reached the Sol perimeter, military fleets surrounded us within minutes. Nyxera remained hidden in the cargo hold, cloaked in shadow. I transmitted a simple message. "I come bearing an alliance." They nearly shot us down. It took hours, then days to explain. Proof. Demonstrations of my altered biology. Scientific scans. Energy manipulation. Panic followed. Religious groups called me abomination. Corporations saw opportunity. Militaries saw weaponization. Nyxera watched silently. "You regret this," she observed privately. "No," I replied. "But I underestimated fear." Virellian warships entered the solar system 3 days later. Massive. Beautiful. Terrifying. They transmitted a single demand. "Surrender the Queen." Earth's governments panicked. "We can't fight that," one general admitted. Nyxera stepped into the chamber. Gasps echoed. She stood tall. "I will not return to tyranny," she said. The Virellian commander responded. "You have corrupted a lesser species." She lifted her chin. "I have chosen evolution." Weapons charged. Earth prepared to defend. Then I stepped forward. "I volunteer," I said. "For what?" Nyxera whispered. "To prove consent." I broadcast my thoughts openly through our bond, projecting the stability, the partnership, the absence of coercion. Nyxera amplified it. Human scientists watched neural readings spike, but not distort. "This is not enslavement," I declared. "It's cooperation." Silence followed. Among the Virellians, hesitation spread. Nyxera addressed them directly. "Our survival need not depend on subjugation. We can coexist." One of the enemy vessels fired. A warning shot. Earth's defenses retaliated. Chaos erupted. But something unexpected happened. 2 Virellian ships broke formation, then 3, and more. Their commanders had felt it too, the stability of willing bond. The civil war reignited, not against us, against their own tyrants. Ending, nothing is free. The battle lasted hours. When it ended, the conqueror fleet retreated. Not destroyed. Divided. Nyxera stood beside me on Earth's orbital station as debris drifted past the viewport. You have altered the trajectory of 2 species, she said quietly. You offered me forever, I replied. I figured we should make it interesting. She almost smiled. Do you regret your choice? I considered the question. I would outlive everyone I had ever known. Watch centuries unfold. Carry burdens no human was meant to. No, I said finally. But you were right. About what? Nothing is free. Immortality had cost me normalcy, safety, simplicity. But it had given something greater. Purpose. Weeks later, humans began volunteering for controlled symbiotic trials. Carefully regulated, transparent. Not armies. Explorers. Scientists. Partners. The Virellian schism widened. More defected from tyranny, seeking Nyxera's model. One night, standing beneath Earth's sky, I looked at the stars differently. I could feel them now, radiation, energy, life. Nyxera stood beside me. Forever is long, she said. Good, I answered. We've got work to do. She took my hand. Cold. Familiar. Bound. The universe no longer felt infinite and empty. Felt alive. And for the first time in my life so did I. Immortality was never about escaping death. It was about choosing how to live. Together. And this time the future would not be built on fear, but on consent. Forever had a price. But it was one I chose.